Let me tell you something most men will never admit out loud. And I'm going to say something that a lot of you will never say. You guys will never say this. Let me say this. A few years ago, I watched a man. He watched a woman. He really wanted her. Walk right past her. Right past him. Right? Not because he wasn't like a guy she would probably go for, right? Not because he really didn't try, right? But because he was missing key habits. The unspoken energy that he needs, that separates him, that makes him unforgettable. But this time, he was a forgettable man. From being magnetic into being a man that, if you're being magnetic and it's easy for you, it comes easy for you. But a lot of you don't realize, right? You don't realize at the time. But attraction has nothing to do with being flashy, being rich, being wealthy. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about how you carry yourself. A lot of it is just the little things. Most of the time, it's just the little things. The things you do daily. You know what I mean? Who you are, your energy. You know what I mean? What you're giving off. A lot of times, that's what it is, right? Off top. And so, what you want normally is to come to the videos like this and come get this game. And that's exactly what's going to happen today. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact habits, what's going to transform you to being a man that's going to be irresistible to women. Irresistible. You just need to master these certain things, and I promise you, you'll definitely see the results. So you guys stay tuned. And again, I'm going to remind you all, there's a reason why I say this to every single one of you, right? I'm going to tell you some things today. You may hear one or two because you're only going to check out the video for a couple minutes. But I will tell you, you all miss key points when you don't watch this video through. There's some things in here you don't want to miss, so watch this video through. Before we get started, let's make this happen. Y'all click the like button for me. Y'all going to get value from this video. Click the like button. It does help the algorithm. I'm a smaller channel, so it really helps the algorithm. Y'all help a brother out. Okay, so I've been writing some of this stuff down, so I have some of my notes here, but I really been making sure that I compile a lot of these things to help all you men. All right? Of course, we're going to start with some of your core traits. Your core traits, of course, let's start off with just straight confidence, right? We all know what confidence does. We're not going to go all into that. We all know, right? Standing tall, speaking clearly, making eye contact is very important, right? We all know that, right? You want to make sure anything you do when it comes with being confident, just like making decisions without no hesitation. Making decisions without no hesitations. These are some of the core traits women find very attractive, right? You got to remember, too, also what they call it now, they call it emotional intelligence, right? Awareness of your own emotions. And I would say just having some type of sympathy, being empathetic and sympathy to others. That's a good trait to have. It's not the biggest trait, but it's really good to be empathetic, especially towards other people's feelings, right? So another good thing, good at resolving conflict. When you're good at solving conflict and you're listening actively and you're expressing your empathy to others, that is, women definitely find that attractive. But this is your core traits. We're just on the core traits now. So y'all bear with me, all right? Of course, your ambition, your purpose, right? Having goals, passions, and a sense of direction in life is very attractive towards a woman, because a woman needs to know that this man has a plan for his own life. She wants that. She wants that. All right. All right. You got to have the drive, right? You got to have that perseverance, and you have to have perseverance, but a presence about you, right? She wants a man who can stand tall, can stand strong in his beliefs and whatever that is, right? Most women like like kindness and respect. They like men that being generally kind, polite, and respectful to others, especially those who can't offer nothing to you. Somebody that's homeless, somebody that's a friend that in need, all these type of things you got to remember. It's very attractive for women, because women feel like if a man can treat others like this, he will always treat her this way, right? Let's go on the humor part of it. Of course, women like to laugh, but I would caution not to be too funny because ultimately you want to make sure that your jokes are not being joked at. You don't want to be somebody's joke, right? So that is the core habits, right? Now, these are the habits that build true attraction, right? So, let's start off top. Good hygiene, grooming, regular grooming, clean clothes, your teeth, good posture, you're smelling good, without, you're smelling good without overdoing it. You know what I mean? Can be a huge plus. I mean, that's most of the time. Being present and attentive, meaning, putting away your phone, listening a lot when you're around, being engaged in conversations. A lot of times, I don't know about y'all, but I could be on the game, or, you could be in your phone, and, that can be very distracting, and it can come off as being rude sometimes. And I know you're the leader and you are going to be setting the tone in your family, but you want to make sure you're modeling the behavior that you expect to. And if you would like her to reciprocate some of these things, especially this type of behavior, then you need to make sure that you're holding yourself to that same, same standard. All right. Taking care of your body and mind, exercising, going to the gym, getting enough sleep, all these type of things, being very mindful of your emotional self and how to regulate your emotions. I think it's very, very, very important. And see, this is what I'm talking about. These are the type of things. These are the type of things that a lot of men don't discuss. These are quick little things that raise your attraction, right? And it's going to seem like a lot. It's going to seem like a lot. I think another one is being decisive, being assertive, making plans and following through with them, making sure when you're talking to them, like, hey, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to pick you up this time. Make sure you follow through with that. Because a lot of times women get very excited. They get dressed up. They take a long time to get dressed. And then if you cancel at the last minute, it's just very disappointing for them. So I'm going to let you all know. Don't plan nothing unless you plan on going. All right. Now, this is something that I think is a little different, right? I'm going to bring this up to y'all. And I know I'm going through this pretty quick, but I want to do this because I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long. This is the part right here. Behavioral clues. This is, I think, I want y'all to really listen to this and get your crayons out. Leading with integrity, right? This is something that's a lost art. Having integrity. I think most men fail in life because they don't have integrity. Leading with integrity. That, like, for example, keeping your word, just being flat honest with people and showing your morals, as being very, really strong and high standard. I think that's such a huge deal. And women definitely love that stuff. And this is a manhood thing too. This is about what makes you more attractive to the other sex. But I think more than anything, just tighten up on your manhood stuff in this. This is really, really good. The second one I think is, like, when you're flirting, being respectful in flirting. A lot of y'all can be very raunchy in flirting. You can talk about, aggressive type of physical with the woman. It could just be looked upon as being kind of creepy, right? But lightly teasing, eye contact, and gentle touch, I think, is a very good start. Create kind of chemistry, right? You create chemistry without, crossing boundaries. I think that's very important because a lot of women are, they get disrespected by these men out here, groping them, telling them crazy stuff. It's terrible. And I will tell you, men, women know when you're thirsty. Women know when you don't have options. Women also know when you're being disrespectful. And they know when you're being disrespectful. Being socially competent. This is huge, right? Navigating social situations with ease and being comfortable in your own skin is so important. Natural person. Oh, it's so huge. Just be yourself in social settings. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't overdo it. Just be yourself. So many people talk about this. Don't be a person where you're not yourself. You're somebody else, and then eventually that person is going to come out. And they may not like you at that time. That's why it's very important to be yourself. Make sure you're being who you are, who you're supposed to be. Another one is valuing and respecting women, and putting them at a high regard, right? And let me tell you this, because a lot of people don't want to say this to you, but I believe women are very valuable. I think women are very smart. I think they can be great leaders in their own world when it comes to the professions or, CEOs. They're excellent, right? And when you are respectful, have a respectful attitude towards women, and it generally often reflects a level of maturity and character, right? Women have their superpowers. I talk to you guys all the time. Women are very feminine. They're very loving. They're very caring. They're very smart. They're very forward think. They forward think very well. They're very thorough, very organized a lot of the time. They're very clean most of the time. There's so many things we can talk about. Great women have great qualities. Don't ruin that with your creepiness. And I think one of the final things, right, is showing passion to whatever it is you have passion for. I don't care if it's fishing. I don't care if it's collecting shoes. I don't care if it's working every day. Whatever it is, you have to make sure that you are a person who is going to have passion towards some of the things that you find that you love. You have to really make sure that you stay grounded on the things you love. Make sure, fellas. I don't care what that is. You find something that you love and you go 100% after it. Look here. I'm going to tell you a quick something. I remember I was at a rooftop party. Music was real good. Vibe was right. I was looking across the room, and I walked over, me and the homie, and I cracked a joke. And my homie, he was talking. He was doing all the talking. He was trying to charm the woman. She laughed, but that was it, pretty much, right? A few minutes later, he locked eyes with her. I saw the whole thing happen and develop. With this other dude who, let me just say it, she locked eyes with this other dude who didn't even say anything, who hasn't said anything, who was there the whole entire time. And I don't know if she knew him, but I'm assuming that she was feeling him. And so my boy was looking at her, but I saw her looking at somebody else. My boy was honed in on her. He was locked in on her. But I don't know, man. The other guy, he wasn't loud. He wasn't flashy. But I can tell the way he was moving with this woman, he owned some real estate in that woman's head. He owned some real estate in her head. She was glued to him. That's when I realized how attraction is so much deeper than so many people talk about. I mean, I was so young then, man. I may have been 22, 23 years old. But I will tell you, you have to understand how deep this attraction goes. I think it's so important for you men to understand how important it is for your habits, your daily habits, how you take care of yourself, how you view yourself, how you communicate. All this stuff matters to the T. It matters to the T. Y'all get the likes up for me too. Let me close this video out. But master what you can master, and what you can't master, use us. Use your resources. You know what I mean? Use your resources. I'm a resource. Use your resources, right? But I want to close in this. If you've ever wondered why women don't stay interested, or you felt invisible or overlooked, or you're just tired of chasing in general, it is very much time to start focusing on what to say and start mastering how you show up. You gotta know what to say and how to show up, right? The man who win, but they don't chase, they attract. I want you to like this video and drop a fire sign in the chat if you believe in what I'm talking about. In the comments, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. I'm giving you so much value. I'm making sure I give you all the value. I want to make sure that you guys are going to be able to share this with your buddies, and you guys are going to be able to talk about this game and just, and just become better men. That's all I want from you. If you would like mentorship, my name is Mr. 1950, the last traditional man on the planet. You can hit me up on the back end, Mr1950.com. Also, join my membership. We do meet every week on Sundays. We do meet every week. So definitely hit me up. gatewaytogame.com, and go ahead and make sure you do that information so you can join my membership. I want to say I personally thank you all for commenting. Thank you all for liking the video. I'm definitely going to keep grinding. I'm going to definitely give all you guys this game nothing but respect. Peace.